Before we get started, I want to do a little poll to see my audience and what your needs are and what problems you're having. So if you would participate, I would appreciate it. The first question is, how many years have you been trading? Okay, so about 50-50. Most of you have been trading 1 to 3 years or 3 to 6 years. Okay, next thing. Are you as consistent and profitable as you want to be? Okay, everybody usually says 100%. All right, and the last question, have you seen the money flow tracker software before? Okay, so most of you haven't. All right, that's good. This way I get a little idea of what my audience is, what your needs are, how you're doing trading. Now let's go ahead and get started. All right, any questions you have, just type them in the questions box and I'll get to every one of them. All right, so this webinar is for the money flow tracker software by Right Line Trading that uses mathematical modeling along with artificial intelligence. Okay. This is the team over there at Right Line. That's me in the top left-hand corner. Let's get through the disclaimer. Basically, in this disclaimer says that everything we talk about is for educational purposes only. We're not giving any financial advice. We're not giving any buy or sell hold recommendations. We're just going to be talking about the money flow tracker. All right. So who am I? My name is David Kushner. I've been trading the markets for over 25 plus years. I trade stocks, options, futures, Forex. My background was I had an automotive parts still on the poll screen. Oh, let's see. Polls. I thought I closed it. Oh, I didn't close it. Sorry. All right. So my name is David Kushner. I've been trading the markets for over 25 plus years. I've traded stock, option, futures, and Forex. I started my own automotive parts business when I was 18 years old. I had that business for 28 years before I sold it in 2005. And since then, I've been trading full time. Okay, so you can see my screen now, correct, Jim? Everybody? Okay, so like most of you probably have a whole shelf full of indicators, trading systems that came with a lot of empty promises, helping you become more profitable and more consistent trader. So I know over the last 25 years, I've got like 3 hard drives full of stuff. I've got so much stuff that's totally useless. So I was in a webinar, just like you are with me, that Mark Sachs did, and I saw the money flow tracker system for the first time. And I quickly realized that this methodology isn't based around the same old indicators that everybody else teaches, but more based on mathematical modeling and triple and quadruple screen analysis. Now I only trade with institutional order flow or money flow. So whenever I talk about order flow or money flow in this webinar, it's only institutional order flow. It's made me much more profitable and much more consistent trader. And now I'm running over 70% win-loss rate with a 3.25 risk reward. That's 3.25 to 1. All right. So the agenda for this webinar is we're going to talk about the money flow tracker software and how it works, the high probability setups, the unbreakable rules to follow, how I trade breakouts and sidestep losing trades, the money flow tracker auto trader, which is called the revolutions, we call it Revo for short, and how to pass evaluations and become a funded trader. All right, so those who stay till the end of this 45-minute presentation will get a very special discount plus some additional software as a quick action bonus. So do you ever wonder why some traders succeed while others don't? Well, in the world of trading, the difference between success and failure can be as stark as day and night. So let's delve into the reason why some traders thrive while others stumble. So the biggest reason is you don't have a trade plan. Successful traders meticulously plan their moves. They know what they'll trade, when, and how. Without a solid trading plan, you're like a ship without a compass, no direction. So you don't realize that everything we do, we have a plan. It might not relate to trading, it might relate to something else. Like for instance, let's say you need to go to the store to get something, right? Well, you have a plan. You're going to get in your car, you're going to turn right here, left here, right here, left here. You're going to get to the store, you're going to get your, when you're going to come back. That's your plan for the day. That's what you're doing. Well, trading is no different, right? You don't have an edge. So an edge is a unique advantage in the market that could be a specific strategy, technical analysis, or understanding a particular asset class. And traders who lack an edge often struggle. So our edge is trading with the money flow tracker software that will keep us out of choppy, non-trending markets, number one, and we only trade with institutional order flow. So that is our edge, that we are trading with institutionals, not with retail traders. The psychological challenges. Trading is as much about psychology as about numbers and greed. An impatient can feed greed, and impatience can sabotage even the best strategies. So developing mental resilience and emotional discipline is crucial. So in the trade room, we call this mental mindset. Right? Over trading. Excessive trading leads to exhaustion and poor decision making. So quality over quantity. So we have another saying in the trade room that we're here to make money. We're not here to make trades. Okay? We're here to make money, not to make trades. So lots of days we take a trade and maybe we'll hit our goal on the first trade, right? And not adapting. So markets evolve and traders who refuse to adapt to changing conditions fall behind. So stay informed, stay flexible. And remember, trading success is not guaranteed, but understanding these pitfalls can improve your odds. All right. So the four things you know you need to create trading success. Number one, you need software that will provide you with a competitive edge over all other traders. Second thing, that edge that you need to track the direction of money flow, institutional money flow. The third thing, etched in stone rules to follow, and this will eliminate discretion. Most traders' problems are discretion trades. So we have rules that we follow. And the fourth thing, which I think is the most important, is patience. Patience to let the trade set up. So I'm going to break down the system in detail. I'm going to show you a couple of trades that we've taken. Here's a trade on AMC. This was an options trade using the money flow tracker. Here's another one on GME. Here's one on 30-year bonds. That's 41 ticks at $31.25 a tick. Here's one on the euro. You know, I can show you screenshot after screenshot, but that's not going to help you. Okay. So it's likely you have a problem making money. And from the poll, most of you are having a problem making money. Why? Because you don't have the proper tools to efficiently manage your trade. You overtrade, you revenge trade, you make impulsive decisions, you lack consistency, you trade with indicators that lag price, you lack a mathematical proven trade methodology, and all these things lead to blowing up accounts. So my commitment to you is to bring this to an end. We have tons of traders that came to us that were not successful traders. And in a few weeks or a month in the room and trading along with us, they have become awesome traders. Some of them are better than me. And, you know, so my commitment is to bring this in again. So why do they say that 95 to 98% of all traders go broke? Because they're trading with the same old things that everybody's been teaching that really just don't work, right? Price action, MACD, Elliott wave, divergence signals, price patterns, Fibonacci's, Gantt. None of these have any future predictive properties. And I am not saying that the money flow tracker can predict the future, right? But what I am saying is that it gives us high probability setups when we follow the rules. So Mark Sachs had over 15 plus years in the study of field of applied mathematics. He was a professor at Jefferson University, and after 8 long years, he engineered the money flow tracker software system and trade methodology that can radically improve your trade performance. And we have over 500 traders that we trade shoulder to shoulder every day. So before I get started, I want to show you my trade journal. So I use an online trade journal. It's called Edgewonk. And every day I go to my trade performance report. Like I show you, I go to my trade performance report, and let's say for today, today's the 25th, and I only show I shut off all these sim accounts that I'm just testing with, and we did $1,273 today. So every day I go to my trades, I right click, I export this as an Excel worksheet, right? And then at the end of the day, I click on here and I upload that worksheet. So this was from today's, is already in there. Today we did $1,273. We did today. So if you look at the metrics on the top, we're at a 74, almost 75% win rate at a 3.46 profit factor. Here is my equity curve for the whole year. All right. Here are my reports, my monthly reports. So far in November, we're up 11,600. October, we did 11,500. We had a slow September, and we had a great June, July, and August. So we're having a pretty good year. But if you look here, and let's go to October, since it's a full month, right? And you see a lot of days that we didn't trade. So first of all, I live in Central Florida. So the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th was Hurricane Helene. And then the next week, the 17th and 18th was Hurricane Milton. So we didn't trade those days. But look how many days we didn't trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 20 trading days we didn't trade. And this is what we did in October, 11,500. And we didn't trade 8 trading days. So if I go here and I show you performance by day, so this is the last 180 days, the last 6 months. Look how many winning days we have. Look how many losing days we have. Now the losing days we try to keep 500, under $500, right? And because we don't trade every day, when the markets are choppy and non-trending, we won't get setups, right? We won't get setups. So it keeps us out of those choppy markets, and that's where most traders lose money. All right, so let's keep going. So look, the markets consist of many small retail traders, like these little marbles, plus one or more large institutional trader. Well, since we already know what the retail traders are losing money, right? Why would we want to trade with them? We don't want to trade with retail. We want to trade with institutional traders. Okay. Okay, I'll get to your question, John. I see it. Okay. Why would you want to trade with them? So the money flow tracker software has 3 key metrics. Let me turn the sound off. So the first metric is triple screen assessment of correlative markets using our AI. The second one is triple screen assessment of order flow. What kind of order flow? Institutional order flow. And the third is triple screen assessment of the Laguerre for momentum. So when I say triple screen assessment, what do I mean? I mean 3 time frames. So we use multiples of 3. If you're trading a 2-minute, your mid time frame would be 6, your highest time frame would be 18. Right? So 3 time frames in agreement, triple screen analysis. Right? So the first most powerful force that moves price is triple screen analysis of order flow. So when I say order flow, first thing people think about are these candles with all these numbers on the right, on the left, on the bottom, on the outside, on the top. your brain cannot, it's totally impossible to be able to make sense of all these numbers and make good trading decisions when the market's moving. But we came up with a different order flow candle that makes it a lot easier. Right? So before I get started with that, is triple screen assessment of order flow means we want to see order flow going down on 3 time frames. Right? So our order flow candles look like this. If you have a green outline, means the delta of the candle is positive. If you have a red outline, means the delta of the candle is negative. Well, I don't look at it that way. If I have a green candle, I think of it this way. I have more buyers than sellers. If I have a red candle, it means I have more sellers than buyers. And I just like to keep things really simple. The simpler I keep it, the easier it is for people to learn. These lines inside the candle are our hybrid candles, and those are the wicks. And we could see the price action in the Renko bar using the wicks. Now, I took a screenshot of our charts so you see how clean and easy they are. All our indicators are determined by these colored lines, right? Except the bottom one. They're really simple and really easy to watch for long periods of time, and the setups are really easy to identify. So the second most powerful force that moves price is triple screen assessment of the LIQUIDITY for momentum, and we use our hybrid candles. So again, triple screen assessment, we want to see momentum going on 3 time frames. So the hybrid candles are the wicks inside. So you can see when you have a wick that opens at the same price as the previous candle, like this, open the same price, this open the same price, this open the same price, this pulled back. This is a pullback candle. And we use these pullback candles to our advantage. And we'll get into that a little bit later in the webinar. Small wicks mean momentum, longer wicks mean pullbacks. So now let's talk about the modified LIQUIDITY. So what we did on the modified LIQUIDITY is we took all these indicators, we added our own algorithm to it, and we developed the modified LIQUIDITY. So the modified LIQUIDITY does not show divergence like other oscillators. It only shows strength of trend. So if you look at the bottom line, right, which is the mod, it's telling us what this indicator on the bottom is doing. So when it crosses below 20, it will turn red. When it crosses above 20, it's sloping up, it will be lime green. When it crosses over 80, it turns dark green. When it crosses below 80 and sloping down, it turns orange. Okay, but what we want is we want it to be pinned at 100 or at 0. So we get our acceleration dots. The next thing we'll talk about is the quant lines, and that's the third most powerful force that move price. So our quant lines are doing, they're taking 28 market components, they're examined by our AI system for correlation. Now, most people know what correlation is, but most people don't pay attention to correlation. But we do. So for instance, let's say the ES is going up, NQ is going up, YM is going up, RTY is going up. You think that's going to help your trade if you're long in one of these? Absolutely. But let's say ES is going down, NQ, YM, and RTY are going up. What do you think is going to happen to ES? It's either going to stall going down or it's going to turn around and follow the rest of the market. Okay? So, we decided that 3 time frames is not enough, so we added a 4th time frame for higher probability trades. And we call, so the 4th time frame makes us quadruple screen analysis, assessment of trend, and we call it the C2 indicator. And it just adds another time frame. So 18 times 3, that would be your C2 setting. So the C2 indicator is displayed by this stair-stepping line above the candles. Green going up, dark red going down. So let's put it all together. It's really easy, right? Here are the rules in the setup. The first rule, you have to have a colored background because that's giving you 3 time frames in agreement. The second rule is we want 4 times, so we want to have the C2 indicator. The third rule is we have the solid line and the dot dash line. Going up, we want the solid line above the dot dash line, and going down, we want it below. Right? If you run into resistance or support, like a pivot, higher time frame support or resistance, the VWAP, the open, whatever it is, you must break that pivot or whatever it is, 3/4 of the body of the candle, and then you must get a pullback candle. You have to get a pullback candle. I'll explain to you why. The next rule is both quants. The top one is the short term, the bottom one's the long term. Must be in agreement, either red or green. The multiple time frame Laguerre must be in agreement with the quants, either red or green. The modified Laguerre must be in agreement with the other 3, and it needs to be pinned at 100 so you get the acceleration dots, right? And so here's the setup, and here's the trade. So this trade would have been taken right here and exited when the dot dash line changes color from green to yellow or green to red. So this was 63 ticks. That's $630 per contract. All right. So trading with the money flow tracker rules and following the rules will keep you out of choppy, non-trending markets. Those are the markets where most traders lose money. So when a trader comes to me and says, you know, I make money one day, I lose money the next day. I make money one day, I lose money the next day. And, you know, that's the reason why. It's because when the markets are trending, you're making money, and the markets are choppy, you're losing money. So my traders in the room have learned this lesson, and they're okay with not taking a trade every day. If the markets are choppy, stay out. That's where most traders lose money. So remember, it's okay not to trade every day. I don't trade every day, and I do really well. Okay, so here's a trade I took on crude oil. So the market was coming down, it broke this pivot. I waited for the pullback candle, I entered the trade. My first profit target is 10 ticks, that's $100, and I exited on line change for another 55 ticks. So that's 550 plus 100. So this trade here was $650, and it lasted less than a minute. So the money flow tracker will give you, software will give you clear and exact entries, clear and exact exits, and targets. You'll get all the pre-configured ATMs that we have. So any questions? John, I'm going to get to your question. I just haven't gotten to that part yet. And John, your name sounds very familiar. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how I trade breakouts with the money flow tracker software and sidestep a lot of losing trades. I call it the pullback and go. So let me grab my pen because I need to draw this, make it easier. Okay, so look, the market's coming down, right? You got a pivot here, and the shaded area is higher time frame support. So the market's coming down, we break the pivot, the higher time frame support, and then we get the pullback candle, right? So as the pullback candle pulls back to about halfway or more, that's when we place our order to sell on down close. We'll put our order here. So why do we do this? Because the market's coming down. We expect it to pull back and then go. But what happens if it comes down, pulls back, and continues and goes the other way? Well, once this candle closes up, this order will get canceled automatically. So we never got in the trade because we waited for the pullback candle. So most of you probably know that normally when a market breaks support, it tends to pull back and retest it, right? And sometimes it retests it, and like in this particular trade, it came down It pulled back, it retested it, and then it went. But what happens if it pulls back and continues on going this way? That's the pull back and go strategy. And this helps us. We sidestep a lot of losing trades by using this strategy. We had, I believe, 3 trades today that never got filled. All right, so let's keep going. So here are some other examples. This one is on RTY. Broke the pivot, pull back, go. First profit target, second top. Here's another one on crude oil. Here's 2 of them on the Canadian dollar. Right, so now we're going to get into the money flow tracker auto trader strategy. It's called the Revolutions, but we call it Revo for short. So this is what you're interested in, Jim, and this for John. Okay, so here's a trade that it took for 704 ticks. Here's another trade for 665 ticks. Another trade that it took for 1,016 ticks. Here's another trade for 792 ticks. So what does the auto trader do? The auto trader follows the rules. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my auto trader settings because it's easier for me to explain the settings on the live screen than it is on a screenshot. So what are the rules? We want the bias, which is the colored background, and we want the C2, so we check that. We want the Laguerre, red or green. We check that. We want the multiple time frame Laguerre, red or green. Volume threshold, I'm not worried about on this one. The 50-50 and the 15, we want red or green. The 50 and the red or green. The trend signal, we want on the trend. The MA diff. Now I'll explain to you what the MA diff is. Not right this second, right? The MA diff is 350. We want to clear the pivots. We want to clear the higher time frame supports. We want the quant signals to be red or green. Now, the first target value number is very important because this is on what we call the MNQ swing trade. It uses a 24 tick Unorenko chart, so it's a large bar size. Our first profit target is 80 ticks, but it has to go to 81 to get filled. So this number here is important because if there is not at least 81 ticks to a pivot, let's say you're trading and you're coming up to a pivot, and there's only 50 ticks to that pivot, it will not take that trade until it breaks the pivot. All right. And these are just signals. You can have it start and stop whenever you want. It has built-in money management. Let me get to that section. So this is for people that have jobs that still work. They subscribe just to the auto trader, just to get the auto trader, right? So what they do is they put in $1,000 profit and a max loss of 500, which gives them 2 to 1, right? So you can set your whatever you want, your risk limit and your risk loss once it hits either one. So let's say you're in a trade and you're up 1,500. It won't close the trade at 1,000. It will close the trade when it's supposed to, but it won't take another trade because it's 1,000 or more. All right. None of this is really important to you. So these are the settings. Follows the rules. It just follows the rules. Okay. I have a recording of a trade that I took about a month ago that I wanted to share with MNQ swing trade using the, right? And this hit my profit target, my first target, like really fast. So I wanted to record it. So I pulled my recorder up really quick and I started recording this trade. Now I'm going to fast forward. So I'm up 146 ticks. Now I'm up 363 ticks. Now I'm up 532 ticks, right? So let me stop it here. Now, the MA diff. See up here on the top left-hand corner, it says MA diff 420. So that's telling us how far away from the 50 is price, right? We don't take a trade on this if the MA diff is over 350. Why? Because when the MA diff gets over a certain number, we tend to get a pullback within a couple of bars. Could be 2, could be 3, could be 4, but we're expecting a pullback. That's our way of determining how the market is, quote, oversold or overbought. I don't like to use those terms, but it's telling us, hey, we're too far away from the 50. We're going to expect a pullback. That's when I move my stop. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so I kept moving my stop because I wanted to capture as much as possible. And I'm up 578 ticks, 570 ticks. So I took 570 ticks on this trade, traded 4 micros. So that's 50 cents a tick on each micro. So the first profit target was 80 ticks and closes 2 micros. So that's $80. The second target was 570 ticks. So that's 570 plus 80. So it's $650 trade, and then do nothing except turn on the auto trader. Right? So that here is the equity curves on the auto trader. That's the recording. I don't know why it's still on here. Let's see. Fast forward. All right. You can, okay, so you don't have to move your stop manually. What you can do is you can set it up here under order handling. You can set up a trailing stop on your second target. All right, there's a couple different ways. One of the people in the trade room, he set up a trailing stop. Okay, so he's basically trailing the second by 145 ticks. But you can trail or however you want. But the thing that's most important, you can just let it exit on line change. Like, let's go back. You know what, I'll pull over this chart. Because we had a nice little trade here. I just wasn't here to take it. Okay, so you can exit it when this line changes. Okay, that's one exit strategy. All right. Now let's talk about how to pass the evaluations. Everybody thinks passing the evaluations has something to do with your strategy. Well, not really. All right. This is what I tell everybody. If you focus on the process and don't focus on the carrot, what do I mean by that? Focus on trading well. Focus on your charts. Focus on your setups. Don't focus on how much you could lose, not how much you're going to make. Professional traders never think about how much they can make. They only focus on how much they could lose. They're money managers, risk managers, right? If you focus on how much profit, so let's say you get in a trade and go, I need to make $300. That's the wrong way to trade. Okay? Focus on your setups. Focus on, like I said, focus on what I mean by trading well. You know, sit there, watch the market, right? Watch the market, wait for your setup. When you get your setup, take the trade. Take the trade. Here's a trade. Broke 3/4 of a candle, boom, take the trade. If you're worried about losses all the time, that you don't want to take a trade because you're afraid of losing, that's not the way to trade. right? And I have a email that was sent to Rightline by a guy and how he trades, and I'll be telling you about it in a little bit, right? But if you focus on trading well, the profits will take care of themselves, okay? Hold on a second. The profits will take care of themselves. You know, the challenges or evaluations or whatever they're called, they're designed to make you fail because of the parameters they put in place. How many trading days to pass, the trailing drawdown. Jim says, do you only trade during the cash market? I only trade from 9:30 till most of the time I'm done trading by 11:30. Sometimes I trade in the afternoon, but not that much. All right. So this is my process when I'm trading. If you think that because you went to Apex or whatever and you signed up for a $50,000 account, if that you're trading $50,000 account, don't think of it that way anymore, right? My process is if I have a $50,000 account and it has a $2,500 drawdown, I'm trading $2,500. I'm not thinking of 50,000. I'm only trading $2,500. That's my drawdown. So my max risk for any one trade is 10% of my drawdown. So I showed you that I'm at almost 75% win rate, right? So the chances are I would never blow out account with my win rate, right? So win rate versus risk reward. So if you're a one-to-one trader, you need to be right 60% of the time to be profitable. If you're a 2-to-1 trader, you need to be right 40% of the time. That means you could be wrong 60% of the time and still be a profitable trader. If you're 3-to-1, you could be wrong 70% of the time and still be a profitable trader. Well, I'm over 60%, so I'm not worried about this, not one bit. So rather than avoid risk, take intelligent risk, and this will give you that competitive edge. Just like this little mouse. He wants that piece of cheese, and he's willing to risk this thing hitting him to get it. But he's wearing his helmet, so he's not going to get hurt. So he's managing his risk. All right. So what is trading success? Financial freedom, no financial pressure. You work from home, you have no boss, and you have the advantage of being a full-time trader, which means if you don't feel like trading or the markets look like crap, then you can get up and walk away and you could be done, right? So I've showed you everything about the money flow tracker. I've showed you the Revolutions Auto Trader. You have two choices now. First choice, do nothing, continue on your current path. But from the poll that I took, most of you would be more inclined to the second option and take action today and join thousands of traders who work 4 hours plus or minus a day from home. You have no boss, you have total financial freedom. Sometimes we're done trading in the first hour. So when I have a rule that once I hit a certain profit target, I go to sim. All right, so 1 second. So the money flow tracker trading system, benefits and features. Easy to learn. You get all the workspaces, you get all the templates. It's perfect for beginners, perfect for any account size. You can trade futures, forex, and stocks. You can trade options off of stocks, right? And for the first 10 traders who come aboard, you'll get some powerful additional software and more. So the first thing you'll get additionally is the market scanner, which is a $9.99 value. Here is my market scanner. Okay. Well, I could load the one with here. So I have my own market scanner. Let's see. And because we use Unirenko bars, this is low. So let's say CL, we trade on a 2-5-10. it's showing a sell condition. Do we have a sell? Do we have a setup? We don't know. We have to go look. But if I pull over the chart on CL, it's telling us that we have a colored background, we have a C2, but we don't have a setup yet. Right? So you get this, the market scanner. It's a $9.99 value. You get that as part of your trading package. All right. Next thing, you get the NDT strategy. Now, this is what we use to place our trades and put our ATMs. It's a one-click, buy on up close, sell on down close. You get the masterclass series on Forex, future stocks, and options. You'll get 1 month in my trade room. Now, our trade rooms were part of a study done by Dr. Victor Allen, and he did a study of more than 225 trading websites and evaluated them using several factors, including their transparency, proven track record, and assisting traders with educational materials. And we came out on top. And this was published in Traders World and Stock and Commodity Magazine. So here is our Black Friday special that we're doing for everybody, right? So we're doing the Money Flow Tracker software. We're giving 50% off from $23.94 to $11.97. A lifetime license is from $39.94. We're giving 50% off of that also at $19.97. We're giving $200 off of a monthly subscription. Use the coupon code SAVE $200. And for the first 10 traders that come aboard, you'll get the Auto Trader, the Revolutions Auto Trader that I showed. You'll get the NDT platform. You'll get the market scanner. You get 1 month in my trade room. You get all the tutorials and videos, and you'll get your software installed by Charles, and you'll be coached by me in the trade room. This is one of the best deals that we've given. It's less than $100 a month if you want to subscribe. And we also have a special deal on Black Friday deal on the room subscription for a year after you subscribe. Okay, so this is an amazing offer that we're doing, and I would definitely take advantage of this. All right, and I'm going to give an extra bonus. You'll get all the Money Flow Tracker minute charts and templates. So here's my commitment to everybody, is that when you subscribe to the Money Flow Tracker software, is to help you become a successful trader. Remember, if you're not successful, it's not your fault. Again, if you're not successful, it's really not your fault. It's you're not using the right tools to be successful. It's like trying to pound a nail with a screwdriver. Yeah, if you sit there all day long hitting it and hitting it and hitting it, yeah, eventually it'll go in. But if you use a hammer, the right tool, couple shots and you're in, right? So the Money Flow Tracker software is totally unique, and will give you that edge to trade with institutional order flow. So again, my commitment didn't just not teach you how to read the setups. I could teach a 5-year-old to read setups. That's the easy part. But to help you develop that mental mindset you must have, okay, in order to achieve financial independence. So if you're interested in purchasing the Money Flow Tracker software, if you go to the chat window in your GoToWebinar control panel, there's a chat window, and then there's a link. There's a link. You click on the link, you'll get this page. All right, and all you do is you go right down here, and if you want an annual subscription, you would use code SAVE 50%. Let's see, you could sign me up. Super easy process. All right, coupon code's already applied. You don't even need the coupon code, right? So you'll get the Money Flow Tracker software, you'll get the Revolutions Auto Trader, NDT, the room, all the videos, $23.94, coupon save 50%, $11.97. And then what we did was next year in 2025, we're going to give you the same discounted price. So if you sign up today, November 25th, 2024. When your renewal comes around for November 25th, 2025, you'll pay $11.97 again. Same price. All right. So we won't raise your price in a year. So all you have to do is go in here, fill out all your information. We'll contact you. You'll make an appointment with Charles. Charles has his own, what do you call it? Calendar. So you just make an appointment with him. He'll log into your computer. He'll set everything up for you, and you'll be ready to go. And I'll be working with you in the room. If you'd like to talk to me or anybody before you make your purchase, before you subscribe, put your name and number in the questions box, and I'll give you a call right after the webinar. And you can ask me as many questions as you want. You can ask me as many questions as you want. You can do your purchase right over the phone if you prefer. Okay? So look, it's a well-known fact that 95 to 98% of day and swing traders are losing money. This guy is a retail trader, and all he's doing is losing money and flushing his money. But not our traders. Our traders are making money. Why? Because when the retail trader is losing money, who do you think is taking that money? If one person is losing, the other person has to be making, right? So I have a friend that is a institutional trader, and he says they love the guppies. He calls retail traders guppies. He says because we feed on those guys all day long because they see the orders. They see everybody's orders. So they see a bunch of orders just below support. They'll run down, grab them, and come right back up. Okay? We trade with institutional order flow. So again, here is our special pricing. 50% off at $11.97. Lifetime 50% off at $19.97. $200 off the monthly. And you'll get the auto trader. You'll get the NDT. You'll get the market scanner. You'll get a month in the trade room. And you'll get the minute charts for people that want to swing trade for $11.97. That's less than $100 a month. How many of you lost $100 this month? Robert says me. He says, I lost a lot more than that. That's why I'm here. Me. Alan says, I did. Okay, so I was in the same position most of you guys are in. Sure, Jim. I'll give you a call right after the webinar. Let me write. How many of you, so, basically I was a struggling trader myself, and I was listening to the webinar that Mark Sachs did. And when I saw it, I was like, this is for me. And I've been trading with this software now for over 4 years. I haven't looked at anything else. This is all I do. Okay. This is a reel with a bunch of different testimonials, but this particular woman was in a webinar just like you were, and she didn't know anything about trading, but her friend gave her the link, and she listened to the webinar, Mark did, and she wanted to learn how to trade. So she contacted Mark and she asked him for help. So he said, sure. So she says here, Rightline provided me with all the charts and software I wanted, and Mark taught me things. So Mark taught her everything, sat her down in front of a computer, told her when you have a dark pink background and all these things are lined up, I want you to click sell on down click. And when you have a green background and all these things are lined up, I want you to click on buy on up close. So she did that for 4 months. Well, to make a long story short, she's a 6-figure trader now, and she doesn't trade every day. If the markets are choppy, she turns her computer off and does something else. This was a testimonial that was written in by a guy named David P. And he's in my trade room. He's been in my trade room from the very beginning. He was in one of my very first webinars, and he sent me a message over in the webinar. It says, I'm the world's worst trader. It says, I'm thinking of quitting trading. I've spent a small fortune, blah, 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 blah. I've heard it 100 times from 100 different people. He said, will you help me? I said, sure. So he subscribed, right? So he says here, started watching my room every morning, learned the methodology, more important, the rules for trading. We only take specific setups, and when we have to follow the rules, we have a 70% win rate. He has 20 Apex accounts and 10 Buellnox accounts. But what he says here is the money flow tracker software, along with David's methodology and rules, allow me to act like a robot and eliminate any guesswork or motions from my trading. We use the NDT, which allows a single push button entry when we see the setup. So every day he looks at it in a simple way. See setup, push button, see setup, push button, see setup, push button, right? Last week he sent me a message at 10:36, I believe it was on a Wednesday. He said, I made 4,265 trading 4 accounts only. I could ring the bell, and he quit trading for the day. Right? So here's again our special that we're doing, $11.97 for the year, $19.97 lifetime. And hold on a second, Rory just sent me a message saying, welcome Alan, Roger, Noreen, Susan, and Mustafa. Welcome to Right Line Trading, you guys. I really look forward to working with you in the room tomorrow. Make an appointment with Charles, get your software set up. Come into the room tomorrow. I'll tell you what you need to do. All right, so welcome you guys to the room. I'm sure we'll have more people join up with us. This is a Black Friday special, so I don't know when we're going to do this or how long we're going to do this for. So take advantage of this awesome deal. Okay. And if there's anybody else that wants to put their name and your phone number, if you want to ask me any questions after the webinar, I would be more than happy to talk to you and answer any questions you have. So Jim, I'll call you right after the webinar. Make sure that you grab the link from the chat window. I don't know if you can see this window. Can you guys see this window? Because it doesn't show them. I don't think it shows. I don't think it shows. Or if you can't find a thing, then you can just go to rightlinetrading.com. I'll show you how to get there. Okay. Let's go to rightlinetrading.com. Go to trading systems, right? And go to money flow tracker, and you'll get to that same page. Okay, but better if you use the link that I just put in here. All righty. Any questions? Oh, the link is there. All right, Jim. Any questions? All righty. Well, you guys can always use the link and to sign up. I think that's pretty much all I have to see. That's pretty much all I have this afternoon. I want to thank everybody for attending this webinar. I look forward to working with the people that already signed up. You know, the offer that we're giving is $100, basically $100 a month. And, you know, it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. You get the auto trader and everything with that. So I know people that are just making money. There was a guy this morning, he made $800 before the market even opened on the auto trader. And he says, I'm done for the day. See you tomorrow. Bye. So anyway. All right, everybody. Thank you for attending. Hope to see everybody in the room. Jim, I'll be giving you a call in a few minutes. Thank you, Dennis. Don't miss out on this opportunity. It's a great opportunity. It's a great deal that we're offering, and you won't be sorry. I have tons of people in the room that came in that were struggling traders, and now they're making money. So take care. Have a great afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you're located, and look forward to working with everybody. You can also call us if you prefer. If you go to our website, The phone number is on the website. Let's see. You can always give us a call if you're interested. 786-732-4656. All right. Have a great day, afternoon, evening. Take care. And thank you again. Bye-bye.